Good afternoon and welcome to the farm mobile. I don't know what to call this. I'm on my way into town, so I figured this was the best time to be able to do this video. Today is Thursday, which means we're talking about chickens. It's Hen House Thursday. So, I just wanted to go through some of the biggest and most frequent questions I'm asked about chickens. I don't know if everybody has these questions or if they're just kind of generic first time chicken questions, but one of the biggest ones is people are always asking if they need a rooster to have chickens, and the quickest answer to that to get eggs is no. To get regular eating eggs, you do not need a rooster. You do, however, need a rooster if you want fertilized eggs that can actually turn into chicks once incubated or sat on by a hen. So the quickest answer to that is no, you do not need a rooster to have chickens, to get eggs. Most of the time, jurisdictions, cities, counties, whatever, say you can't have chickens because a lot of people like the roosters, and the roosters are the ones that are really loud. So that's kind of where the chicken situation comes from. Can we have chickens? Can we not have chickens? They generally just don't want you to have roosters. Secondly, how often am I going to get eggs from a chicken? Quick, easy answer to that is 1 egg every other day. And I say quick and easy because if you're just going to let your chickens free range, go in a coop at night, weather, temperature, daylight hours all has something to do with it. So in the winter, up in the northern climates, you don't have a very long day or light hour section of your day, so you're going to get less eggs. The really definitive answer is every time your hen gets 14 hours of light, they're gonna lay an egg. Now, I don't know if they can carry over. I don't know if they do carry over to the next day, if they get to keep all those hours of sun. I don't know how that works, but the general easy answer, if you're gonna do chicken math, is an egg every other day. So that's the general answer. And they're going to start laying between 4 to 6 months, depending on your chicken, depending on the breed. If you get a more like heritage breed, such as the ones we have, they take a little longer because they're a bigger bird. Our birds are Buff Orpingtons and Barred Rock, Plymouth Barred Rock. They are both multi-purpose birds, which means they're bigger because they can produce meat, good meat, but they're also good meat or egg birds. So they take a little longer, but they're a little more hardy. They got a little bit more egg production, and when they're done, they make pretty big soup birds. So that's the general answer for when are they going to start. And the first year of laying is the best. They're going to produce the most eggs in the first year, and then I've heard your general they don't lay enough to make it worth it anymore is 2 to 3 years. So that's something that you have to decide as a chicken raiser, is kind of when and how you want to handle them not laying anymore. I think that kind of starts when they're chicks, because you have to decide if you're going to name them and all of that good stuff. So yeah, they do pretty good for the first year. I've kind of doing my research, I kind of think we're going to keep them for 2 or 3 years. My goal was to, first year, they're just going to lay like cooking eggs. then I was going to put them in with a rooster for like their second year, and they were just going to lay fertilized eggs and like mother chicks. And then I was going to decide if they were going to continue to mother chicks their third year or if they were going to turn into soup birds. I don't know. I didn't, this is my first year, so I haven't exactly had to make that choice yet. But that was the thought originally. So we'll see where that goes. Chickens generally live 8 to 15 years. So at 4, 5, 6 years, I would say you're done with eggs. They're not producing eggs anymore, so I don't know how long it's viable to just feed them unless they've become pets. But they can live between 8 and 15 years. So if you want to take that into consideration. Next, chickens in the animal world need very little care. They do a lot of self-care, so they clean themselves, they will dust bath themselves to keep them from getting parasites and such. They need food, water, and food, is kind of one of those things. They can scavenge. If you have a good breed of bird, they can forage, so they don't really need that much food. They need good clean water, and they need a place to stay. They need like a shelter from the critters. So if you did want to just like free range, I would say a little bit of supplemental feed, and somewhere to stay like at night so that they can rest and not worry about critters, and a place where they can go to get shelter away from like aerial predators is about all you really need for a chicken. They're very easy. They just kind of exist, and if you raise them together, you don't really have any internal flock fighting. So there's that. It's when you bring in new critters, new chicks, new chickens, like if you have a working flock and you get a new pullet, which is a little like first year laying chicken, you get a little pullet and you put it in with your flock might not get along with that pullet, so you might have problems there. But same thing when you're introducing dogs, introducing chickens. Keeping one in a crate so everybody can get used to it being there is a good idea. Chicks cost between $1 and $5. I like getting them as chicks only because I am guaranteeing that it's a chick. I can tell that a chick is a chick, and it's a baby, and I haven't gotten, that wind took that stop sign down. I haven't gotten good at telling if it's male or female until they get older, but at least it's a chick. It's not an old chicken, or it's not, a chicken that's done laying or whatever. It's a chick. So that's how I like to buy them. And I get a question a lot about the color of the egg. Does the color of the egg matter? So you have white eggs, you have brown eggs, you have what they call Easter eggers. Those are like orange or green and blue eggs. The only thing that changes anything about an egg is your feed. What you're feeding your chicken is what is going to be in their egg. So if you're feeding your chicken a high omega-3 diet, the eggs produced by your chickens are going to be high in omega-3s. And if that's what you're going for, that's good. If you're feeding your chicken high in corn or soybean or whatever, that's going to be more prevalent in the egg. The actual color of the shell doesn't mean anything. It's just a breed thing. It's breed specific. It does make it so that if you buy like a white leghorn and a barred rock, you can then tell who's laying. A white leghorn is going to produce white eggs. Plymouth barred rock is going to produce brown eggs. So it will allow you to tell who is laying, who's maybe stopped laying, could potentially tell you who's sick and not laying. So those are the kinds of things to keep in mind with when you're buying chickens, when you're buying eggs, all of those things. That's about it. That's the main questions I get asked about chickens and about eggs. That is the main things that I was worried about when I was looking into chickens. I hope that answered some questions. If you still have questions, let me know. Otherwise, keep sending your questions in for Monday nights live this coming week. And we will see you all tomorrow in tomorrow's video. I appreciate you all. And if you wouldn't mind on your way back down the road and down the hill, like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell notification button thing. And just remember, we really do appreciate y'all.